Ocoee region. I am so glad you are here for another segment of Hidden Gems of Ocoee region. And here I go. I am so excited because I'm going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. I am talking about the DCPI Life Clinic. Yes, it is a medical clinic that provides free services here in this community. And it was birth, I would say. The founding organization was Dwelling Place Church International, Pastors Jamie and Judy Jacobs Tuttle. But the good news is we are here today to talk about another life clinic. And we have some very, very special partners with Dwelling Place Church International and also DCPI Life Clinic that really has been working with us for a very long time. I have to my left, well, I guess that's to my left, Louise Waters, that you all know and love, who is the Executive Director of our Bradley County Health Department. And Louise has been with Life Clinic from day one. We started in 2013.
Yes.
And we've been doing this. In fact, we started with these, I used to call it a mini RAM. Yes. And we used to do it in between the mini RAM. When they would come, when the big RAM would come, then we would come in that alternate year and do the life clinics.
Correct.
And since then, we sort of changed the format. We've been very strategic. Now, we decided to do more of what we call mobile clinics. So we are strategically going into communities that would need free medical services. So we just had one in April, and we were at the summit.
Right.
Amy,
yes.
And this is Amy also with Bradley County Health
yes.
Department. We did the one, it was just for those 80-some families that live within the summit.
Right.
And we loved on them and provided some free medical care. And your team was there also with
yes.
our first mobile clinic.
Right.
Right?
And we were glad to be there, and we reached a lot of people
yes.
at the summit. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. And our new partner to the table, but she is not new to me. Shadi Hernandez and I go back to the Caring Place, and we go back to when we were stewarding the Neighbors in Need program, and that's where you and I met. That's where you and I and my heart connected. And so what I want to tell people is part of what the reasons why we have you as a partner this year. You have an organization, Vive. Did I do it right this time?
You did. Thank you.
Vive, and I want you to tell everybody what Vive is and what it does and the impact it has on the community.
Well, thank you for inviting me to the table, and thank you, Eloise, as well as Amy, for hosting this. Vive is an organization that helps immigrants and refugees in Bradley County. We advocate, we resource, we set out people into the community that don't know anything that's going on. And so, and the majority of the immigrants in our community are Hispanics. Mm-hmm. Hispanics or Latinos. And so the majority of our clients are Hispanic Latino. Yes. And so one of the things that we do is resource them with what's available in the community. And Eloise and Amy have been working diligently with the Hispanic community through the health department, but because some of these individuals do not have medical plans or medical insurance to be able to be treated, sometimes they just don't reach out to anywhere.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but some refugees, when they come to our community under refugee or humanitarian or asylum seekers, the first 5 years that they are under this status, they also don't have services that are given to them. And sometimes they're just very new to the area. They don't know where to go, how to reach out for services. So then they connect with us at Vive, and then we let them know this is available. There is the health department. There's the caring place. There's
Right.
the clinic. This is this doctor that can help you. They speak your language. We resource them with translations as well. So that's part of some of the things that we've done since we opened our doors to the immigrant community.
And you know what? I am so excited about all of this, and I'm so excited about all of us at the table. I do know DPCI Life Clinic and Dwelling Place Church International, we don't want to do everything that everybody's doing. We want to look at what's needed in this community and say, okay, can we fill that gap? You know, can we reach out and do that? So for this particular clinic, we are focused on our Hispanic and Latino community, and we are really excited about it. I know in our previous larger clinics, we had a large group of immigrants and Latinos and Hispanics to come through, but we just felt like one of the reasons I was at a meeting with you, with Vive, and the health department was there too, and we met with Tennessee Department of Health, and I'll get it all right. Office of, I tell you these government names, Office of Minority Health and Disparities Elimination.
Yes.
And, you know, that night, it just touched my heart to sit there in that meeting as we were discussing what would prevent, especially the Latino, Hispanic community, to get health service. What was the number one thing? And I want to touch upon this because I want the community to understand. And it was security. After a whole lot of conversation, a whole lot of talking about it, it came down to one of the biggest fears was security. Mm-hmm. And so I left there troubled. You remember I stopped you that night and I said, only thing I know how to do and how to help under this is if we partner with you so that we can really reach this community and tell them that we're going to do this life clinic and this is going to be a safe place to come.
Yes.
To get some free medical services.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's why we're here. That's why October, it's October 21st. It's going to be at the Health Department, 201 Dudley Street. I know y'all laughing out there, but let me tell you, you get in here and do this, okay? on Dudley. And you're going to be our host facility. And what we're really excited about, and I'm getting ready to cut y'all loose here in a minute. Tony's going to shut up and let y'all talk. What I'm really excited about when I was walking around on tour with Amy and Ella Louise, and we have these examining rooms. That it can be very private. We've got about 7 doctors that are volunteering their time. And there will be other services. We have a donor this year that wants to make sure that several women get checked for, get mammograms and get checked for, make sure they are not in a position where they possibly can have breast cancer, that type of thing. So I will say this was a big donation our Life Clinic received from a member of our church. And she is now a cancer survivor and is free. And she had several, I will say it this way, won't say how much, had a few $1,000s that she wanted to make sure that other women have an opportunity to get checked out, to know that they're okay, or get checked out and get ahead of something that may be percolating. I'll say it that way. I don't want to put it on anybody. I just want to say it that way. So we're really excited about that. But I want to talk to Louise here for a moment because I would love for you to share why you believe this clinic is important and why you've been partnering with us since 2012.
Well, for myself personally, I've always wanted to make sure that the people in our community receive help if in the way of medical care, eye clinic care, dental care, whatever it is that they're needing, that we try to provide that service for them. If we can't, we will find someone that can. Yeah. And that's sort of our philosophy. We help. If we can't, we'll help you find that source. And one of the things that over the years that has developed from that has been the CARES clinic for dental services.
Yes.
For adults, because I've been preaching that for years, that we needed adult dental care for Bradley County. So we now have that service, and so I'm proud of that. The health department, we're making our facility available that day for the clinic. We will be opening our doors so that the private doctors can come and see the clients and evaluate and see what their needs are. If we can meet their needs that day, we will.
We will.
And if not, and there's a service that they need that's through the health department, we will schedule appointments that day.
Yes.
And if it's services they need out in the community later, we will work with people that's in the caring place so that we can make sure those clinical services or follow up at a later date if we cannot provide it that day.
Right.
And it should be a beautiful Saturday that we have opening up the doors so that people can get service. And I know that people think it's just, okay, you just do a day of clinic. Well, it's not, because when Toni and I started years ago, we would have monthly meetings.
Yes.
And monthly meetings. Then it got down to we would have a meeting every week.
Yeah.
And then it got down, we'd have 2 or 3 meetings a week as we got closer to the date. And we've learned over the years that people have toned their skills. So people, they're chairpersons, they know what they're doing.
Yes.
So during the year, they've promoted a clinic and they've worked and got volunteers. So it didn't take long to put the clinic together and have volunteers, and that's what we really appreciate. Yeah. And Toni had mentioned the mammograms.
Yes.
And we are working with Tenova Hospital.
Yes. Good.
And we will be purchasing mammograms through the hospital.
Yes, we will.
And the people that we identify that day will be given a voucher that they can go up to Tenova and receive the mammograms, and follow-up care will be provided according to what the results are.
Right. And that right there, if we don't do anything else that day,
That's huge.
that is so huge.
Yes.
And I really, I hadn't gotten permission to mention who the person's name is underwriting this, so I'm not going to do that. But because I know her personally, and she would love to remain anonymous. But I tell you, this is going to be such a blessing for the women that show up that day. So
the health department does have a program called Tennessee Breast and Cervical Cancer Program.
Right.
And so once there is a abnormality found, we do have a program that will pick up and start paying for the needs. And this is just will blend in with that program so well. So we really, really
and that's
appreciate
what I love working with you guys, because when we would go into a community, when we first did this together, and you and I, our heart was the same way. So, okay, we go in for one day. So what happens after we leave? And so we set up this referral system so that we could ensure, if anything is found, ongoing care after that. And so here we are again. And I just love that. I'm so glad you brought that up. And this is one of the reasons why, as an example, as a community, we have these groups coming together for a common vision, common goal, is to give free medical services for those who need it, for the uninsured and underinsured, and there's really no requirements, other than you show up that day. And I love, Shadi and I have been talking with to do something with Vive for a long time, and it's come and it's in this place. And with me, I got two hats on here today because the Caring Place, this is the same community I love on every day. So, and we will be a hub for distributing flyers, and I know Eloise, you all, and Amy, you all are distributing the flyers, getting it out into the community. I love WTNB TV coming here and allowing us to talk about this on the show to continue to get the word out. But this just really, really touched my heart. Now, I don't know who's going to talk about this real quick on that day. We are a couple other services that we probably want to share, and I don't know if Amy or Ella Louise want to jump in and share what a couple other services might be on that day. I don't want to hog up all the conversation.
Well, I think it might not be on that day, but one of the opportunities that the health department has is for future services. A lot of individuals do not realize what we have to offer. So this is a good time for when they're there, they can learn more about WIC, they can learn more about family planning, they can learn more about immunizations, physicals that the health department offers. So that is one good opportunity for this group of people to learn about on that day. So not just for that day services, we're thinking about the future for them too. So and opening up the door for that. So.
And we provide services every day, and we do have 3 interpreters that's there for those that cannot speak English. And then we have an interpreter line that we use a telephone for if it's something besides the Hispanics. And so we keep up on what's needed and the resources in the community, and we talk to them and then work from there.
Well, we got a lot of interpreters that day. I know Shadi and her group is coming, I know, and Dwelling Place Church International, the volunteers, the last I checked, there was about 5 or 6 or 7 translators. So I think we will have more than enough that everybody can feel comfortable, and we'll have each translator assigned to a doctor in that group. But we'll be doing blood pressure. We'll be doing all of those typical screenings, but we go a little bit deeper because we have doctors on there. I also have to mention we have Dr. Spradlin on there. He's coming from Divine Health, and he will be doing, I'm telling you guys, people line up for him. When they recognize what he does with chiropractor, I'm telling you, they start lining up wanting to be shaped, and sometimes when you're watching him flip them around, it's wonderful. Yeah. So they're at the table this year. So I'm getting close to where I gotta wrap up, okay? So Shadi, I want you to do me a favor. To the community in which we're going to serve and we're focused on, I want you to look into that camera and I want you to speak in Spanish. I want you to state when it is, all of that good stuff, and tell them why they should come to the Life Clinic.
And if you give me permission,
yes, go ahead, whatever you want to do.
Before we finish, if there are any pastors out there or ministers that are listening to this right now, and you want to help passing out flyers, or you have a community where we haven't reached out to.
Yes.
Lately, we have been receiving people from the island of Puerto Rico, St. Croix, all the Virgin Islands, in Cleveland, not just in Florida. And this is a great opportunity to help them. They have not been receiving medical services in their islands because of the hurricane just devastating the whole area. So if you know of anybody that's willing to pass out flyers, please give us a call. Our phone number is 423-641-8100. 423-641-8100. That's the phone number to Vive. You could also call the caring place at Toni or the health department, and we will let you have some flyers to do that. You don't have to. The cost will be on us, so we will do those flyers for you. And I will go ahead and do this in Spanish for those that are listening to us. Estamos aquí en la WTNB televisora, que queremos invitarles a la clínica DPCI Life Clinic, que va a ser en octubre 21. Es un sábado. Va a ser desde las 9 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde en el Departamento de Salud en la Dooley Avenue. Así que si desean más información sobre esta clínica, se pueden llamar al 423-641-8100. También pueden llamar al Health Department. What's the phone number at the Health Department?
The phone number is 423-728-7020.
El número de teléfono del Health Department es 423
728
728
7020.
7020. Eso es para llamar al Departamento de Salud. No tiene que hacer cita con anticipación. Puede ya solamente llegar allí y se le va a atender. Es para toda la comunidad hispana latina de nuestro condado. Así que todos están invitados.
Thank you so much. Ladies, I just want to thank you, but I just want to say I would be remiss if I don't do this. One of our leaders of DPCI Life Clinic, Karen Lynch Williams, who's leading the mobile units. The only reason she's missing today, she is also connected with CRY. So she's been to Houston, Texas, and she's getting ready to be deployed to Puerto Rico. And so she's in Oklahoma today doing training, but due to schedule conflicts, she's not here. So I have to give a shout out to her and let her know that we love her and miss her and can't wait till she gets back and we can continue to plan because we've got less than 8 days and we are on, but like Ella Louise said that we've been doing this enough now that we know we don't have to meet like that. We got enough of us trained up that we are ready and ready to go. I'm going to turn at this point because on behalf of Dwelling Place Church International and Pastor Jamie and Judy Jacobs Tuttle, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the vision. Thank you for the dream. And thank you for connecting this community to do something to fill the gap. And so, and continue to support DPCI Life Clinic. And so that we can run and do what God has called us to do and continue to advance this vision for the kingdom of God. I also like to thank all of our partners and all of our sponsors, the Bradley County Health Department, Vive and Shadi Hernandez, the Tennessee Minority Health Department of Health, and I'm going to say that, Office of Minority Health and Disparities Elimination. They will be here on that Saturday as well, and we're really excited about that. We have also Clingan Ridge Church that will be coming alongside of us, and Dwelling Place Church International. Geyser Water has donated all the water we're gonna need, and so we just want to say thank you to the Cleveland community. But most importantly, if you know a Hispanic, Latino sister or brother out there, and you know that they may need some medical services, please connect them to this. We're on Facebook. You can also connect with me at Toni at dpci.tv. That's the official email for Dwelling Place Church International and also DPCI Life Clinic. I know this is a lot of information, but as Shadi said, you all know I'm at the Caring Place, so you can contact us there as well. I want to thank you, ladies. I want to thank you for what you
Thank
do,
you.
but
Thank you,
most
Toni.
of all, I want to thank you for your heart for those who need a voice to advocate and need a voice to care, but most of all, to demonstrate the love of God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. What does the face of need look like? In so many ways, it looks like you and me. The Caring Place mission is to model the love of Christ by addressing basic spiritual, physical, and social needs of people in Bradley County, Tennessee. And the most important gift we distribute is love. Won't you help us to help our neighbors? Pray, give, volunteer.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
I'm Jim Logan. I'm the president.
You know that feeling you get when you just scored a bargain? Well, kick that up a few notches, and that's the feeling you get when you shop at the Samaritan Center in Ottawa. It's 3 stores in one: an upscale store where you save hundreds on name brand merchandise, a bargain store where every piece of clothing is 75 cents, and a toy store. Plus, when you shop at the Samaritan Center, you know your purchase is going to help a person in need. So come to the Samaritan Center. Donate, shop, and make a difference. The Samaritan Center in Ottawa.
Time for a home improvement? Need to consolidate some debt? Want to talk face-to-face with a local lender about the options available to you? If you answered yes, then it's time to contact the financial professionals at Andrew Johnson Bank and talk to them about a home equity loan. There are no closing costs for those who qualify and low interest rates based on credit. Andrew Johnson Bank, the local lender you need. The local bank you can trust.
Quilts and the art of quilting have been enjoyed for generations. Hyder Hangout, Quilt Fabric and More in downtown Cleveland is all things quilts and much more. Hyder Hangout stocks a vast selection of beautiful fabrics from upholstery to evening wear and will special order hard-to-find items. Find all the accessories to make any project fun and easy. Hyder Hangout offers expert instruction with classes for the beginner and the advanced. Ready to show your style? Get to Hyder Hangout, Quilt Fabric and More, 219 First Street Northeast, downtown Cleveland.
My name is Bill Kyle, owner of Kyle Motors. Our location is 802 20th Street Southeast, next door to Blythebauer School. We have a lot of cars for $5,000, $6,000. If you're looking for that price vehicle, come on in. We have all price vehicles, and our down payments start at $500. My name is Bill Kyle. We look forward to doing business with you.
When I was accused of a crime, my liberty was hanging in the balance. My legal rights matter to me, so I went to the professionals at Logan Thompson Law. Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, when it matters.
What does the face of need look like? In so many ways, it looks like you and me. The Care in Place mission is to model the love of Christ by addressing basic spiritual, physical, and social needs of people in Bradley County, Tennessee. And the most important gift we distribute is love. Won't you help us to help our neighbors? Pray, give, volunteer. What does the face of need look like? In so many ways, it looks like you and me. The Care in Place mission is to model the love of Christ by addressing basic spiritual, physical, and social needs of people in Bradley County, Tennessee. And the most important gift we distribute is love. Won't you help us to help our neighbors? Pray, give, volunteer.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
Good afternoon, Ocoee region. This is Toni Miles. This is a great day. The sun is shining. The weather is perfect. And I'm here today again with another hidden gem of the Ocoee region. And for some of you, you may know him and know him well. But you all know that I have affinity for artists. And so I had the pleasure of meeting this young man not too long ago. We are new friends, but fast becoming old friends. And I'd like for you to help me welcome Mr. Gary MacDonald.
Thank you, Toni. Thank you. It's a great introduction. I appreciate that.
I am so glad to meet you.
Well, again, it's been a short time, but we've had a good time already, so thank you.
Yeah, we have. And as you can see, I have all this. I'm surrounded by all this beautiful artwork. And I don't know how many people know or how long you've been in this business, but I want to jump right in. Tell me and tell the Ocoee region all about who is Gary MacDonald.
Well, I would like to go back and with my testimony.
Okay,
as
I
a
love
believer,
that. That's
okay?
part of it,
Yeah,
yes.
And basically at the age of 12, I went to the Vacation Bible School at a little Baptist church in Flint, Michigan.
Wow.
A neighbor took myself and my two sisters and her crew, I'm not sure how many kids were in that car, a little Volkswagen Beetle, and went to a Bible school at a Baptist church, at a little tiny Baptist church.
Yes.
And at the end of that 2 weeks, I asked to go see the preacher. We didn't call them pastors, we called them preachers.
Yes, we did.
And I went to his office, and he opened up his Bible and turned to, I found out later, John 3:16, but he read in there that, "For God so loved Gary MacDonald." Well, I remember looking over at his Bible, and that I didn't realize it was that personal. But indeed, he did convince me, and I knew that I had offended God. I was a sinner, and that day, the only way I can describe it is, I left his office and felt like I just had a clean checkup at the dentist. I was relieved
Yes.
of my sin.
Yes.
And I felt that sense of of being clean.
Yes.
And I remember that feeling, but again, I could only relate it to leaving a dentist's office with no cavities is the way I felt about
Oh, I love
time.
that.
Yeah.
I love that analogy.
So then at that time, continued the Christian walk as best I could, and it did, and not the best I could do, but I've continued, and so from the age of 12 on, I've been a believer and a follower of Jesus, and of course I've gone through times of growth and times of just plateauing and that sort of thing, but I'm now in a new phase of my life where I'm retired, and a talent that God has given me is a talent of painting and drawing and sculpting, and I brought these things just to say that I try it all.
Yes,
I
see.
I'm a jack of all trades and master of none, as they say, and have even gotten into some of the performing arts in it. I have done paintings to music or to a program or to a lesson, and that's been a interesting part for me.
Yes.
It's a stressful part, but it's a part that I do enjoy once it's over. But again, thank you for letting me come in and just to say hello. And but again, I'm in a great time in my life.
Yes.
And I'm just going to try to take advantage of it.
Okay. You touched upon a little bit, but how did you really get into art? If I could tell the story of my daughter, how she started out in the performing arts and got a little frustrated in the whole TV movie industry, and in that was able to find her true passion, which is painting.
Great, yeah.
Okay, that's her testimony.
Yeah, and mine would be that from the time I was little, I was sketching. I remember taking some ceiling tile from the houses were being built, and I'm drawing on the ceiling tile. Just whatever it was just something I have to do is draw. I just, but I don't have a world profound talent by any means. It's just something I desire to do.
Okay.
So that would be a talent that I would say God has given me. But I think if as far as a gift is concerned, I have a gift of teaching. I have a desire to teach and a need to teach.
Okay.
Similar to the talent of painting, but if I don't teach, I'm totally frustrated.
Okay.
So that's where I think my gift would be.
Okay.
And I'll teach anything.
I was going to say, where are you teaching right now?
Well, I teach Bible study at our church,
yes.
for a co-ed class. And I take opportunities. I love to study about the biblical account of creation.
Yes.
And that's probably my hottest hot button. But certainly anything relating to the truth of the Scriptures.
Yes.
That's where I find a real desire to learn and to teach and to study more. So the artwork is something that I'm always messing with something, and it's been a great enrichment to my life. This is a painting that I did many years ago. In fact, this is a picture of my painting while my daughter had to be involved in also.
Yes.
So this is when I think of when I do this. When I look at this painting, I think of the time that we were in the feedlot at my dad's farm and painting the strawberry field, and she was right there behind me with her little art set up, and so it's a special time when I see this painting, and then some of these are paintings of our travels.
Okay.
And then a time.
Tell me about that horse there.
Yeah, we went to Athens. Greece, and of course everything's an artifact. There's billions of artifacts there.
Yes.
And I couldn't get one, so I just came home and made my own artifact. I tried to make it look as if I dug something up, and that's my Greek artifact there.
I love that.
And then this is my Christmas moose.
I was going to say, okay, look at this, y'all.
And so you can go from the ridiculous to the sublime. I'm not sure which one of these categories either one of those falls into, but I just enjoy making things for people, and it's been no matter what job I took, art
always
helped me.
Yes.
It was an addition to whatever I did.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful for that, and I think this ability that God has given me to not just look at something, but to see it.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
Okay, I will.
Not just
to look at something, but to see it. And when I see how light and shadows play across a surface, my thought is, now how would I represent that in paint? And that's a frustrating part sometimes. Sometimes you don't capture it. But I'm just grateful that I have been taught
Yes.
to look at deeper and just see things as they are, versus just not observing.
So on that note, when you saying that, and all of this is like that, but can I tell you, and I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
This picture right here, that just grabbed me. It's almost like I can see into his eyes and see his soul.
This is where when you create something that strikes someone, that's the best feeling ever.
Yes.
And so you've made my day with that. I appreciate that very much.
You know, when you came in and they're all beautiful, and I love all these pieces. I mean, but this one just grabbed hold of my soul. So what can you tell me about this one?
Well, this one, we traveled this last year to the United Arab Emirates.
Yes.
And I have a photo that I took of a gentleman close to that, but that was actually a photo in a magazine, and I was taken by the colors in his face too. And my wife thought maybe that was a painting I'd done of a gentleman we photographed there, but it's not. But again, that photo, I had to work from a photo on that one.
Wow.
But as I traveled, I've had a chance to do some things as I've traveled. That one was in Vernazza, Italy. And I did that on site, just as this was done on site.
Let's see if I can get that in there. Yep. Yeah. Look at that.
And that was a little abandoned, I'm not even sure what it was, a tower of some sort. That takes me back to that area, and I remember just taking in the area. This was it's called a dhow, and this is in the...
well, you can hold it.
Okay, this was in the Oman region.
Yeah.
And that was done on site, and I totally enjoyed it. Now that's on the road to Hana, on the island of Maui, and that's behind that church. Lindbergh is buried.
Oh wow!
And so that one was and the sky. I still didn't do the sky justice. The sky was just gorgeous, and I wanted to capture it. Didn't really capture as good as the sky was. I can't outpaint God. That's just what it comes down to. Yeah. I just can't do it.
The creation. But I think you came pretty close here. This is and I love the way you have it framed. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this. And just look at that blue sky there. Wow.
And like I said, the paints just didn't do it, but it satisfied me for the moment. So
yeah.
So anyway, the art has been an enrichment to my life, and I'm grateful that I've had the chance to study it. I was actually an art major in college, but I found out real soon that I was not going to make a living at it. So this is like any of the performing arts or sports. Yeah. You find out real quick, there's a lot of talent out there. And
I have one.
Yeah. And you just have to just use it as you can, and it does indeed satisfy me to a point.
Yeah. Well, I really love, and I love the fact that you came in today. I want to talk about a piece that I have in my home that you did. You were one of the artists that we profiled at Cry Out America on September 11th in our evening celebration and program. And as we were praying about our nation, first responders, and also the mountain of media, arts, and communication. And doing the program of worship and singing, you and another artist was actually painting during that time. And I'm probably going to get emotional, but Jay, you have it up. It is the Lion of Judah that you painted that evening. And I was it was hard for me to even concentrate on my MC duties because I kept watching you and watching what you were doing and watching you do it in the Holy Spirit. And my God, I remember running over to you, and when it was over, saying, I don't know what it's going to take, but I want that picture. I'll pay you anything for that picture. The eyes of the Lion of Judah were just piercing, and it drew me in. And there were some things I was going through. And I had heard from God, just roar. Just
and
roar.
again, whenever our artwork touches somebody, that makes it all worthwhile. And I was so impressed with the theme of the media and taking back, or maybe taking it for the first time, media. I think man gave over dominion of the earth and certainly the arts and so many things. We've handed it over to Satan, but in that it will come back.
Yes, it is back.
It is back. It's I think it's on the there's being progress being made, but the idea for me was that indeed Jesus came as a lamb the first time, but he's coming back as the conquering lion.
Yes.
And so that gives me great hope for our future, even though it's scary sometimes. The place is a little bit topsy-turvy right now.
Yeah.
But God will be coming back. Every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. And that was my, I guess, behind the thought process for that evening for me.
Well, it is, and I think he is roaring. And that's why I keep saying that it is a deception that this mountain belongs to Satan. Right. It does not, because I'm back to Genesis. God created everything.
Yes.
And he created it in his image and in his likeness. And when Jesus, his son, went to the cross, and he redeemed everything and everybody. Now it's for us to connect with that it's done. He said it is finished. He paid, he purchased everything, so it's back. So now we have to walk in the demonstration of that power and authority. Now.
Now, yes.
Now.
And my, it's Philippians 2:6 talks about Jesus being the very nature of God.
Yes.
Became as nothing. He thought equality with God was not to be grasped.
Right.
But he humbled himself and became as a man, took on the appearance of a man.
Yes.
And even to the point of taking on humanity to the point of dying.
Yes.
And then, as Paul says, even death on a cross, which in my studies in the last few months puts a lot into those few words, even death on a cross. As you study the death, as humbling and as humiliating it is to be a human.
Yes.
We go through many humiliating things in our life.
Yes, we do.
Having just come from a physical exam. Several times where it's humiliating.
Yes, it is.
But he took that on voluntarily.
Yes, he did.
Even death on a cross. And he took that in my place. So and then as it goes on, that because he humbled himself, he will be exalted.
Yes.
And that's my hope. I want to see that exalted Jesus.
Yes.
And the teaching to me is if I will humble myself, which is so hard for me to do.
All of us.
I know. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't know that we were all in the same boat.
Yes.
But to take on humility and as Christ did, if I can do it as whatever amount I do, then I can sometime understand the exaltation of Christ. But I guess that would be my, if not my life verse, it's what has become my goal in the last few months is understanding what he did for us.
Yes.
And that I can only be a shadow of that. But as I can learn, that would be my goal.
Well, when you go back to the image and likeness, when you study out, and it's fleeting, it's going as I even state that, but one of the Hebrew words is that we are a shadow. And we are a shadow of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. And so he fills in that outline. He fills it in. And when you can grab hold of that and recognize that, yeah, I may been born in sin, but he redeemed all of that. He has taken me back to the original intent of God. And that is for me to be a shadow. So as he moves, I move. As he's able, I'm able. And we have to grab hold of that. And that's what he's dealing with me about. He says, Toni Miles, because my spirit is in you. Just like my son was an example of being divinity and humanity, he says, then you can tap into your divinity and it can overtake your humanity. And that's what I'm learning. And that's what I feel like this new year is all about. 2018, or the Hebrew 5778. That's the beginning of the alignment of heaven and earth. And if you study all that out, there's so many things. It's the year of judgment, and judgment's not always bad. Restoration, recovery, all of those are judgment, and that is a time. We've been in this time period since Adam gave up everything. We have been in I call it the which is recovering, restoring, and all of that. And
redemption.
Yeah. The biggest one of all is redemption. And so, but what I'm getting now is that I don't have to wait until he comes. Because I'm tapped in now, and I know who he is, and I know who my daddy is, and I know I have his DNA, then I can be a demonstration, a representative of the kingdom right here on earth, right now, no matter what's going on.
Right. And that's my big, that's my stressor is that indeed to be that overcoming my desire to conquer someone with argument or with or whatever it might be.
Just love.
And
just love.
If I can do those things out of love, then that's the only debt I need to have to any man is that I'm to do things out of love.
Yes.
So that's my big challenge.
Okay.
And that's what I hope to that someday I'll
I think you're walking in it now.
Well, I know someday I'll be glorified.
Yeah, you will
I'm
be
not
glorified.
going to do it on this side, but
yeah, you will.
Point,
on the other side, you will be glorified.
Right,
but know that we are eternal sons of the eternal God.
Right.
And so
that's a mind-blowing proposition.
Yeah, it is. But it is.
It is.
It is. And but I love that you took the time to come here and share your artistry, your gifting, and I'm especially to find out that you feel that your strongest gift is teaching, and that you are sharing that within your church family and all of that. But before we go, and because I want to go back to John 3:16, because I truly believe we are at a time, and I truly believe we are being tested, that if we truly love and we love like the Father, then can we love through these times that we are in? And I just feel in my heart that you have something to say about that since you brought it up, and I just wanted you to share that with our community here.
Well, the challenge for all of us is that we are a polarized nation. And when one side says the other side is without any common sense, and this side says this side has no, they're idiots. It's hard to have a dialogue. Yeah. But as believers, we have the best possible chance to bring people together, because I'm to react to anybody out of love.
Yes.
Don't often do it, but I know my challenge.
Yes.
And I'm immediately corrected when I respond to someone other than love.
Mm-hmm.
So we have it within our ability, I'm going to say we have it as our challenge to approach everybody, every situation with a sense of love.
Yes.
I'm indebted for no reason except to love my fellow man. And when if I have a minute, a picture in my mind is it was a war movie. I think it's called The Great Escape, and the captives of the Japanese at this time. They were a ragtag, ugly-looking group that the soldiers were viewing, and it was going to be their job to set them free. Mm-hmm. And I have to know that I have that position as a soldier, but I can't look on these people as less than me. They're captives.
Yes.
And it's my job to try to free them.
Yes.
I have the duty and the opportunity to try to free them. So I'm not to look down on anyone else or to hate someone else because they think differently than I. They're captives.
Right.
And they're captive to a very, very cruel taskmaster,
Yes.
Satan.
Yes.
And he's going to love nothing better than to take them down with their families, with their nations. And I'm in a position to offer some chance of freedom. So that becomes my picture in my mind that I can't just sit here. I need to take some movement, some action.
Yes.
To give a chance to those captives.
As I'm closing, I want to share this, and I'm so glad you went there. I was at a gathering, and I was with a Rabbi Abraham, and he was teaching it was transcending time, and the whole teaching was on John 3:16 and about the Father's love. And one of the things, he put it in this context. He said, God is not looking for prisoners. He's looking for free men.
Yeah.
And so when you just said what you said, what that says to me as a representative of the kingdom of God, I am here so God can use me to set people free.
Yeah.
And not be a captive of Satan. And I'm so glad you just said that and shared that. And so, if you're looking for a definition of love, of the Father's love, is that no matter what it looks like or what they look like or whatever, whether you agree or disagree, if someone is a prisoner of something, our responsibility and what we're going to be judged for is, did we do all we could do to set them free? Mm-hmm. And that can only be done through the Father's love. Because when you look through that lens, then you see his creation.
Right. Yeah, it is a matter of looking through his eyes.
His eyes. And see his creation.
Right, and see it as something to be redeemed, and it is in the process of being redeemed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, I am so glad to have you here now. I know there will be people, and I know I'm like myself, but if someone wants to contact you, okay, how do they get in touch with you, whether they want a piece of art or whether they want to commission you to do something, or whether they would love for you to come and during a church service and flow in the Holy Spirit and let him just lead you, or if they would love to have you to teach, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, I'm fairly easy to get a hold of, I think. I do have a business card that I could leave, but I do have a phone number that I don't think my wife would mind if we hand out.
Okay.
That's 650
Yes.
8671. That's actually my cell number. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Okay.
I'll try to keep my phone charged at least 2 or 3 times a week. I I keep it pretty well close.
Yes.
And or through Westwood Baptist Church. Most folks there would know who I am and maybe know how to catch up with me.
And you know I love your church and your church family, and give a shout out to Pastor Smart, who is the Caring Place new board
That's
chair.
right. That's right. That's right. Yes.
And but again, Gary, I thank you for joining me today.
Well, it was my pleasure.
And as I thank you, I also want to thank our audience for joining us today. Again, another episode of Hidden Gems in the Ocoee region. And I think I just knocked it out of the park with Gary MacDonald. So thank you for joining me, and God bless.